So we are recording. Welcome everyone. Today we'll be speaking with Danelle Brown, CEO of Queen Bee Consulting. But before we get to know Danelle a bit better, I want to remind everybody of a few logistics. So the call is being recorded. You'll receive a link tomorrow to the recording, and that's my email. I'm going to shut that off. Sorry about that. We'll quit that real quick so we don't get dings throughout the entire recording. Please mute yourself on your end so as to avoid any background noise. Please find your chat button on your screen. On some of your screens, run your mouse over the lower part of the big black box and it should show up there. Sometimes it will show up on the far left or at the top, depending on how you have your screen set up. The chat is a little bubble with 3 dots. Anytime you have a question, please type into that chat box and we'll get to your question and hopefully we'll be able to unmute you and you can jump in and have a conversation. So we promise to end the call around noon or shortly thereafter so that we can all get back to business. And I do want to welcome you to the 2020 Lunch and Learns. Our theme this year is inspiring authors. So what we're doing is on some months we will have authors who have inspiring stories to tell about either their publishing experience or something that happened and that they learned during that publishing experience. And then other times we will have people who are here to support authors and help you grow your business and your book sales. What we'll be doing is sharing the acronym KNOW, where K is for knowledge, N is for new ideas, O is for opportunities, and W is for wisdom shared. So today's guest is Danelle Brown. Welcome, Danelle.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I'll let you talk. It's okay. Danelle is the founder and president of Queen Bee Consulting. She started it in October of 2008. She's a certified Book Yourself Solid business coach and a certified asset-based thinking coach. She originally began her business as a professional business coach, but quickly used her skills and talents to pivot, helping her clients promote themselves online. Her specialties are using any and all of her skills to help her clients shine. This includes harnessing the power of YouTube and video, the next best thing to being there in person, as well as discovering the best social media platform for your business. She also counsels on the importance of email marketing. Welcome, Danelle. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
So one thing I've learned about working with our authors is authors are writers, not necessarily entrepreneurs. And what we're trying to do is offer information that can help them grow their business. Many of us are typically afraid of the word video. I'm including myself in that. And I wanted you to, I know you and I have had lots of conversations and I invited you here to help kind of dispel that myth and help us feel better and a little more confident about using video in our marketing. So why is video so important?
Well, I mean, when it first kind of came on the scene, the only people that were really doing video were people that were well versed in, cameras and, lighting and green screens and all that kind of thing. And fortunately for us, technology has changed so much that anybody with a smartphone can take a decent video and put it up there for the whole world to see. And really that's the whole point, because, and I say this all the time and it was in my bio as well, most of the time people connect with you when they see you. And since you can't be everywhere all the time, the next best thing to being there in person is video and putting your video out there where people can easily find it. So I would say that over the last few years especially, video has really skyrocketed as far as the main method that a lot of people want to get their information, how they want to get their information. I was actually looking up some stats for 2020, and now it's 72% of people would rather watch a video to learn about a product than to read about it. They want to watch the video, and that's why YouTube is so popular, because when you want to learn something, you jump on YouTube and see if there's a video, and there most likely will be. So, and they're 95% more likely to remember the call to action in the video as opposed to reading it as well.
So does the aspect of having a video, is it kind of like right now, you and I are having a conversation, and even though we're not in the same room, I can see your
Right.
face. So does that help? I mean, for me, I would think that would help my trust level come up with you.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Because people, if you think about how sometimes you don't know what the other person is thinking based on an email or a text, it's because you cannot see their body language. You cannot hear their tone of voice. So trust and credibility goes a long, long way with video, because people can see those things, they can hear those things, and they can get to know you. So a lot of that, miscommunication is no longer an issue. A lot of fear is no longer an issue. So think about any kind of service provider that's really wanting you to trust them so you can buy from them. They're better off putting out a lot of videos to educate you, as opposed to just, trying to send you a lot of emails, because the more they see your face and hear your voice, the quicker they're going to trust you.
Right. And you can also get a lot out of people's facial expressions and,
Mm-hmm.
and
Body language is so important.
And relate and say, oh, they're normal. I can trust them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
Absolutely.
So that's what we need to know about video. What do we need to know about YouTube? And I know you've mentioned a couple statistics, and I heard someone in a talk mention Vimeo and how they had started out with, is that how you say it, Vimeo? And they had left Vimeo and moved to YouTube because it was just such a better vehicle. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, YouTube is the second most trafficked website on the internet. Number one, of course, is Google. Everybody goes to Google. Number two is YouTube. And it's kind of funny because
doesn't Google own YouTube? Okay.
They do. But it's closely followed by Facebook as well. So Facebook and YouTube are always going like head to head, which is the one used the most kind of thing. YouTube is, though, the second most trafficked website online. And so YouTube is super important because so many people will go there and search whatever they want to find right there on YouTube. So getting your stuff on YouTube not only puts you in a search engine that's widely used, but also because Google owns YouTube, when you're just Googling how to do something, your YouTube video is going to come up immediately. It's going to come up in the search results. Whereas if you had your video only on Facebook, it's not going to show up in a Google search. Not like that. So you would have to literally go to Facebook to search for the same thing to see if there was a video on Facebook about it. So that's why I'm not saying that's a bad thing and that you should never put your video on Facebook. You absolutely should, but you should be putting them both places if you really want to maximize your video efforts.
Gotcha. And so how do psychographics and demographics play into, what is YouTube? Are they attracting all age groups? How does that play into YouTube?
Mm-hmm. So interestingly enough, YouTube is probably the only platform that attracts almost everyone. So for example, I have teenage daughters. They're on YouTube every single morning. First thing when they're sitting down to breakfast, they're watching YouTube. That's what they do. There's always something going on YouTube. But then I have my uncle who is 70 years old this year. He gets on YouTube to learn how to do something. So it really spans all ages based on what it is they're looking for. So you're really, you have a safe bet if you're wondering, is my target market on YouTube? Yes, they are. Everybody is on YouTube learning how to do whatever it is they're researching. So it definitely does span that, and other platforms attract certain age groups, and it's really limited. So I would think that YouTube is definitely a platform where you should be placing your information.
No matter what your demographic or psychographic.
No matter what. Everybody goes to YouTube to learn. Everybody. Because like I said, 72% of people would rather watch a video than anything else.
So I do want to remind everybody, if you have a question, please find your chat bubble. It's at either the bottom or around one of the edges of your big black box on your screen. It has 3 little dots in it. And please type your question into that chat, and we'll get to your question and we'll unmute you or indicate in your question whether you don't want to be unmuted. and we'll make sure we get your questions answered. So what do you say to people who are not comfortable making their own video, or even just seeing themselves on video, you know, like at Facebook Live?
Right.
How can we gain more confidence in becoming a video oriented advertiser?
Okay. So really, this kind of goes across the board for anything new that you're wanting to try. You just have to do it. You know, you have to take a deep breath and do it, and realize that the types of videos that are on YouTube are usually very short and informational videos. They don't always have to be super polished and, you know, have special backdrops and lighting and microphones and all those kinds of things. If you look at the majority of the videos on YouTube, you'll see that it's just somebody usually like this, sitting in their office or sitting in their kitchen or whatever, and they're literally telling you, this is how this happens. Especially those beauty bloggers. If you see those girls, they're in their bathrooms, you know? Trust me, my kids watch plenty of those. And they're in their bathrooms. So it's literally, you got to kind of adopt that mindset that you just got to get yourself out there. And pretty soon, the more you do it, the more comfortable you become with getting it done on a consistent basis. So really, you just have to remember, this is not the Academy Awards. Your video is not going to win an Oscar. You are just merely getting that information out to your target market in a way that they will retain.
So I noticed on a couple of the videos that I've seen on Facebook that someone will have it set up where they have their, you know, photography backdrop, you know, the big white screen, and then they have their big photo lamps sitting around the room, and they've got their special microphone that's kind of hanging down. And it's almost as if they have all these accoutrements trying to make it look professional. Do we really need that expense? Where do we start?
No. Well, really, the best thing, you know, obviously you do have to keep some lighting in mind. You know, you don't want to have bright light right behind you, you know, because that won't come across so that, you know, they won't be able to see your face. So real basic stuff like that is watch where your lighting is coming from. And then also, stability of the video is very, very important. So if you're going to spend money on something, get a tripod. That's very important, because nobody likes to watch a shaky video. You know, you get seasick or whatever just watching it. So if you're gonna spend money on something, definitely get a tripod, and they are not expensive. They're on Amazon, very inexpensive. And then also sound. You know, you have to make sure that the person can hear what you're saying. That's the whole point of the video. So, so sometimes you might need a microphone, but most of the time you won't. So if you're sitting here in front of your laptop, or you got your smartphone right in front of you, the microphone is right there. So you don't need any extra help when it comes to a microphone. Now, if you are, you know, out and about, or you're in a big room, or you're in a noisy area, or whatever the case may be, then there would be certain situations where, yes, you would need a microphone. So it really just kind of depends on location of the video, but always, always, always watch your lighting and make sure it's stable. Put it on a tripod or a stabilizer. They make those as well, and those are really fun to play with. So those are the things that I would recommend.
Yeah, and a really good example of that is exactly what we're doing today, because you had some microphone issues with your laptop, and so you were not able to talk through your laptop, but you called in and we made it work.
Right.
So you're actually speaking through your phone, and we're seeing your little square head on our computer. So
one of my video mentors always said, you know, just get out there and get it done. Done is better than perfect. And he said, you would be surprised, and everybody thinks everything they do has to be super perfect. And you know, there's so much grace out there when it comes to videos. I mean, look at all the videos that go viral of people being crazy and silly. You know, nobody is judging them on whether or not they had a green screen in the background, or if they had special graphics that were coming in and out at all times. Nobody's judged on that kind of thing. There's a lot of leeway that happens on YouTube that didn't used to be the case because it's just an open platform for people to share their video. So it's very normal for you to get on YouTube and just see, you know, somebody's just recording themselves. It's really not as big a deal as most people think.
Gotcha. We've got a couple technical questions coming in. Well, let me see here. Can you see your chat, Danielle?
Yes.
Okay. And thank you everybody for doing it to everyone. That way Danielle can see these also. So Paul's got a couple questions. They're kind of technical, so we may want to save that for a phone call with you and he, but maybe you could touch lightly on both of those questions, one from Paul and one from Kim. Paul's asking, do you assist in making book trailers for authors, and how do you get background slides, whether images or PowerPoint, into the video?
Okay, so getting other images into your video, usually you're going to have some kind of video editing software. So I am a big Mac girl, so I highly recommend using iMovie on your Mac. And I know other people like to use other video editing software, but that's the one that I use the most and can speak about. But typically you're going to need some kind of video editing software that allows you to enter images or pictures or various other things. So that way you can put them where you want them and that sort of thing. But I know there's other softwares that are out there that exist. So it's just, you know, you just have to have some kind of, you know, software to accommodate what it is you're looking to do.
Yeah. And then with respect to book trailers, is that something you get into?
Well, it depends on the trailer, and because then you're getting involved in really high-tech video. So sometimes I'm able to help people. I focus more on short educational videos in my company. That's what I do. But I can definitely lead somebody to contact a video company that can help with much longer, heavily edited videos that those typically are.
Right. Yeah, I know we did a book trailer, it's been a couple years, for a young adult novelist whose daughter happened to have been a minor role in one Broadway production, but she was an aspiring actress in New York and had some local connections here. And so they were able to pull a video trailer together, which kind of ties in with Kim, your question about, is there an ideal length for videos that you post to YouTube?
Okay, this is the age-old question. How long should my video be? Your video needs to be as long as it needs to be. So for example.
But it's not a movie. It's not a movie.
It's right. It's not a movie. But what is it, you know, your video needs to explain whatever it is you're trying to communicate with your audience. It has to have a call to action. It has to, you know, draw them in, all these things. So however long it takes for you to convey your message is how long your video should be. If the person is truly interested in hearing what you have to say, they'll keep watching. They really will, as long as you introduce your video with what they're going to learn and, you know, go over the steps or whatever it is that you're trying to talk to them about, and then give them a call to action so they can take advantage of whatever it is you're trying to teach them. So some videos are a minute, some videos are 10 minutes. It just depends on what is it you're trying to accomplish with the video.
Well, I know one of the short outlines that we use in helping authors when they're writing a chapter for one of our anthologies is, you know, give us the big picture in your first statement. Tell us what you promise you're going to help them do. Tell a short story to prove your point, and then get out. You know, put that call to action in there, like you said. And you know, if you want them to call you, if you want them to go to a website, add that in there. I know Kim has done some fantastic, she's also a photographer, and has done some amazing photography with her iPhone. I noticed you mentioned here you're using your iPhone Mac. So, and you have a new critter. Alamo Annie is the new baby calf at Kim's farm out. I just know your past wins with Kim out that way. And I've noticed on Facebook a couple of really cute videos with baby Annie running around. So that's, you're doing a great job. Hi, there you are. Let me unmute you real quick. let me find you. Kim is unmuted. So yeah, how do you like using your iPhone for your videos and your photography? Can you talk about that, Kim?
You know, I love it. A lot of photographers down upon me for that because I use the iPhone, but it's the camera that I always have with me, you know,
Yeah.
so it makes sense to me to use it. And, you know, I think they take as good a picture. Well, it actually takes a higher quality photo than my, you know, regular cameras. So, and it takes better photos, like if it's dim light and stuff. So,
Well, yes, and you've got one.
I'm all for
Yeah, you've. What's your website, Kim? Where people can go see your photo?
Kim Carr Photography.
Kim Carr,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just KimCarrPhotography.com.
Thanks for joining us.
But I'm interested in the, yeah, I'm interested in the videos because I think they are very engaging. I just have not had a lot of success with, and it might be my internet connection, but with getting them to load up onto YouTube. I'm also a Patreon artist. So I have a Patreon page where I want to be able to load videos, but it just seems like.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out, so I'm just going to put you on mute, but I'm going to let Danelle answer your question about the loading the videos.
Okay, so before, so definitely, you know, there could be a lot of reasons why she's struggling with that. You know, like she said, internet connection, that kind of thing is probably where you would start to troubleshoot immediately right there. Because if I'm having a problem, it's usually either because my internet is slow or I have way too much going on my laptop where I'm trying to load the video, my hard drive's too full, something like that. So it's usually a techie problem. But the first thing I would do is definitely troubleshoot the internet connection. But she did bring up something that I want to revisit really quickly. And I want to thank you for saying that. You get a lot of flack for using your phone to take pictures, but you have it with you all the time. So, and it does. iPhones, especially the new ones, because I have one too, Kim, and I love that thing. That thing can take great video. It can take great pictures. And here's the thing. She's more likely to be consistent with posting wherever it is if it's easy. And that's really a big, huge part of video. If you start going down the road of, I gotta have this, I gotta have this, I gotta have this, then it becomes cumbersome, then it becomes a pain in the butt. You don't want that. You want easy. You want, you know, to get in and get out and do what you gotta do, because most entrepreneurs are very, very busy. And they don't have a lot of time to fuss with the techie issues like Kim is talking about. So she's able to take beautiful photos with her iPhone and then automatically put them wherever she wants to put them. Then why wouldn't she do that? So again, we're going back to done is better than perfect. And one more big, big word why people who go to YouTube are successful is because they're consistent. Consistency is key. So again, you don't have to have, you know, the latest and greatest backdrops or anything like that. If you are consistent, over time, you will start to attract the people that you are meant to be in front of and you're meant to serve. So for example, I have a client that I help who's a vision therapist, and we have taken a video and we've posted it everywhere, every week for the last 8 years. And now she is worldwide, drawing in patients and has a whole network of people following her and literally thousands of followers on YouTube, just because we didn't give up. We posted a video every single week for the last 8 years, and she has an enormous library of video to go to. She can reshare, she can revisit it, she can take that video and put it in an email. She can take that video and put it on Facebook. She can do so many things with these things. You know, you can repurpose all that content. So my advice to people is start small, just get it done. You know, use your phone. Smartphones are super easy to use. You're already familiar with your phone. So you're shooting a video instead of taking a pic, and then you can just post it, because most phones will say, where do you want to put this, you know, video or picture? They do it for you. So the key is consistency and to not get bogged down with too many details. And when the time comes for you to do something a little more elaborate or a little more technical, that's when you start getting into getting all those other pieces involved.
So now, do you also help people set up their YouTube channel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and YouTube has been going through a lot of upgrades and a lot of changes here in the last 6 months. So they have a whole new user interface and layout and things like that. And I definitely can help people make sure they have all the I's dotted and the T's crossed so that they can get the most advantage out of the videos that they're posting.
Okay, that's awesome. So if we were to present, because I know we have a lot of listeners and guests today, if we were to give them each a challenge, a general challenge of if you've not attempted to do a video, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, what would be the first step for them if we were to say, okay, this is your homework for the next week, go out and do this? What would that be?
The easiest one that I can think of for somebody who's super nervous, has never tried it, doesn't know where to start or what to do, your homework would be start super simple. Start with a Facebook Live from your phone, because everybody can do that. Everybody. It doesn't take any special equipment, any special knowledge, anything at all. You know, obviously you have to have a Facebook account, but you get on Facebook and you just hit the live button and record yourself. So I challenge everybody to go out and, you know, make a 30-second video about anything at all. It doesn't have to be business related or whatever. I took advantage, my very good friend and mentor, Lou Bartone, every August he does a video a day challenge where you are tasked with recording a video and putting it somewhere every day the whole month of August. So, and it doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be crazy, and I took part in that. And it was, some days I was like, oh my God, I'm running late, I'm not gonna get this done. But you can always do a Facebook Live video at the last second. So really, it's just about getting into the habit, learning the tools, and sometimes you're going to mess up, so then you don't post it, but you're learning through the whole process.
I've also heard you can delete it.
You can delete it. Yes, you can.
I did that with my very first, I did that with my very first Facebook Live. It's like, oh my God, I cannot let that go out there. And so I figured out where
one time, I went outside and videoed my great-grandmother's tulips that were starting to poke through the grass, and I was like, isn't this great? My great-grandmother's tulips are still going strong. I don't know anything about tulips. So that started a whole big conversation with people about tulips and grandmas and everything else. And it's about connecting with people. Yeah, it's about connecting. It's about being consistent. And it's about establishing trust and credibility. And that's where video is really where it shines.
So how can people get a hold of you and get in contact with you?
That's awesome. I would love for them to get in contact with me. And my website is queenbeeconsulting.com. There's a contact form on there. That's the easiest thing to do. Or they can even just email me directly if they like, dbrown@queenbeeconsulting.com. And follow me on Queen Bee Consulting on Facebook. Because I will share all kinds of tools and tricks and things that I come across. There's lots of little programs that you can take part in, you can buy that are very minimal cost that can help you make cute little videos, stuff like Ripple, R-I-P-L-E, it's RIPL.com. Ripple is an app you can also download that will help you take your pictures and create a video out of it. So Kim, that would be a really cool way for you to start, is if you download the Ripple app, take all those photos you just took with your iPhone, and it will make the video for you. You don't have to have any knowledge or any prowess when it comes to video editing. You just upload your pictures and Ripple will make a fun little video that you can then post anywhere you want. And then you look like you tried really hard.
So actually, Paul, that might be a good option too for your book trailer.
Yes.
Check out Ripple. Yeah. And we will also include Danielle's contact information in our follow-up email tomorrow, so you can reach out to her. See, I saw another question come in.
Yes,
Kim?
I see the question from Kim. The Ripple videos, I think so. I think if you do it on your desktop and then download it, you can then upload the download to YouTube. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I get around it sometimes. And sometimes it's extra steps. Or if you save it on your camera on your iPhone, you should be able to upload it on your phone. So you could do it like mobilely. And that's definitely something to play around with, you know. Ripple is a monthly fee for that service, by the way. I think it's like $15 a month to have a Ripple account. So.
And so what would
you know.
what parting words would you have, one last bit of wisdom to make sure that we have the guts and the chutzpah to go out and start doing videos?
Basically everything that I was saying earlier, done is better than perfect. Do not get caught up in, do I have enough makeup on? What am I wearing? You know, that kind of thing. Just get out there and share your knowledge and really just be yourself, because most of the time, if you rehearse too much, then you aren't being your authentic self. So, and that's what people resonate with. Like right now, I literally had no script whatsoever. I was just answering whatever you threw at me and just talking to you like I would talk to anybody. So if you think about video, it's just, you're having a conversation with them. They're just not right in front of you. But if you pretend that, you know, they are, then it's so much easier to do. So just kind of, you know, let all that go. Don't worry about it, and really think about, you're there to help them. And this is just a way that they can get, they can see your face, because you can't be everywhere.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Danelle, for being here. And as a reminder, we will send an email tomorrow that has Danielle's contact information in it. And we will see you next month on the fourth Thursday. And I forgot to look at my calendar to see what date that was. But again, that will be in the email that goes out tomorrow. So I appreciate everyone being here. Thank you for coming and listening to our conversation today. And we'll see you next month. Thank you, Danelle.
Okay. Great. Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.